So yes, I am pregnant. Pregnant with my 6th child. This is gonna be my 4th baby daddy. Yes, it's true. Yes, I am homeless. I'm homeless. I'm living out of my car. I'm living out of hotels. I'm living from pillar to post, okay? I have no job. Yes, I have no job, okay? We listen and we don't judge. I have no job. I'm 35 years old. Living.
Oh my goodness. This dude's facial expressions is killing me. I missed a lot of that because his reaction was crazy. Hold on, I gotta go back.
So yes, I am pregnant. Pregnant with my 6th child. This is gonna be my 4th baby daddy. Yes, it's true. Yes, I am homeless. I'm homeless. I'm living out of my car. I'm living out of hotels. I'm living from pillar to post, okay? I have no job. Yes, I have no job, okay? We listen and we don't judge. I have no job. I'm 35 years old, living out of my car, pregnant, not with the baby daddy, by myself. Could life get any worse? Possibly. I mean, I could step out tomorrow and get hit by a car. And then we're in the hospital. Shit, that would not be good. So the next time somebody comes to my comments asking me questions, refer back to this video. Yes, I know I'm old as okay? Got a hell of a lot of kids. I'm homeless. And I'm broke. But guess what? I'm still alive and I'm living and I'm grateful and I can see and I can hear and I can smell and I can enjoy my babies.
So ultimately, you're going to not take accountability and you're always going to justify it because it could always be worse, right? That's what it definitely sounds like. What's really baffling me is like, she is the sole guardian of 6 kids and you can clearly see her mindset. And what do you have to like pour into these kids aside from trauma and aside from all the wrong things that's going to put them on the wrong path? Because I'm listening to her talk, and for one, she's not taking accountability. 2, she's like, it can always be worse, or I can go and get hit by a car. So you just gonna keep going. And then the thing was, she said, we listen and we don't judge. So that's what people have been doing. They've just been listening to this nonsense and they haven't been calling you out on it and criticizing you on it constructively so that you can actually change the behavior. Because I would argue what she is considering judging would really just be good advice. But she doesn't leave the space open for somebody to give her that. And that's why she continues on this path to destruction. And see, you're not the only one responsible. Excuse me, you're not the only one who has to live through this. You have to drag these kids along with you. So she's talking about listen, don't judge. Whatever she's considering judging, if someone had the opportunity to judge when she was at 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, it possibly could have stopped all this. But because she basically doesn't want to receive any feedback, any critique, because of the lack of accountability, that's how we continue to spiral. So here we are. I think she said she's pregnant with number 6, and we still can't judge. So what happens if you come with number 7? That's what I really want to know. What is the implication if now you come with a 7th one and you're already living in your car and probably getting all type of assistance? But we can't judge, right? Which basically just means we can't say nothing about it. If it's not positive, and if we're not encouraging it and telling you that you're Superwoman and you're so strong, then basically don't say anything and just let it keep happening. Y'all, before we get back into it, it was still more. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype.
So the next time somebody comes to my comments asking me questions, refer back to this video. Yes, I know I'm old as okay? Got a hell of a lot of kids. I'm homeless. And I'm broke. But guess what? I'm still alive and I'm living and I'm grateful and I can see and I can hear and I can smell and I can enjoy my babies. And I'm living and I'm healthy. I have my health. So yes, it's hard. My life's a mess. But the great thing about being at the bottom is the only way is up, huh?
when you look at her tattoos, that's the main thing that I started focusing on after the shock and awe of the whole story. Because, sometimes I just be trying to figure out how people could even find themselves in a situation this deep, this dark. Like even just me by myself, sometimes at portions of my life, I was just trying to make sense of how I got here and what the hell was going on. And it was just, man, it's hard or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But eventually you pull yourself out. And it's difficult pulling yourself out when you by yourself or when you just have, you got a small daughter and you got a wife and it's just y'all three and you trying to hustle up and get to it, right? But when you start to think about this type of stuff, and again, Tattoo said that she was from Los Angeles on her arm over there. And this is why our culture and why Trump has to come in and say, all right, listen, if y'all don't continue to try to do something for yourself, and if you're not going to take responsibility, we can't keep just continuing to feed this monster, this demon, because it's a lot of people like her, both black and white, that use welfare, government assistance, keep getting pregnant. She says listen, y'all, she's pregnant again. I don't even remember exactly how many children that she had. I think she had 6 kids with 4 different fathers, and she's pregnant again, and she's homeless trying to figure it out, but life can't get no worse. But that's not stopping you from opening your legs.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Like, how are poor people having sex? That is my number one question a lot of times. Like, how do you have sex as a poor person? Now, I get it. Poor people have the majority of the children, and I'm not saying it in
So yes.
Yeah, well, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who loses track of this stuff sometimes. It's hard to keep up. But exactly, the main thing is like responsibility. And notice, I think he said he has 1 kid or something like that and a wife. So really think about that. He was saying it was hard to dig out of some spots just with that. And you got a whole nother adult there with you that can help you in just 1 kid. But some people, these self-inflicted wounds go so deep and they put so much on them. They do such harm to where it's almost unfathomable to even try to believe. And then, see, he said one wife, she said 4 different fathers, but what it still appears is that she has no help. Why is that? But ultimately, just why put yourself in this type of situation under these logistical constraints is what I really want to know. That's what I really want to know. Why are we doing this? And yes, now he said, how do you have the time to open your legs and stuff? Yeah, how do you have the time? But ultimately, I understand why they do it because when you're in pain, your first instinct is to immediately try to find some form of pleasure, which is still wrong. And if you're an adult and you're responsible for children, then you really don't have the luxury to just have those type of vices, in my opinion. But let's get into some more clips, y'all. If you could like the video again, only takes a second and it helps out more than you know.
Write them or do you appear in court?
No,
My
that's
payment could be made, but I know I missed some, so
no.
what do you?
Her caption says these people want the rent. This says, but then the bottom description says one of the calmest evictions ever.
Your payments is too far gone. You miss more than some. So now that you've been served, there's nothing else that we can really do at this point. You have to call the lawyer, and you have so many days to get your things out of your apartment before we lock you out. So that part is done.
Wow, I've been here 10 years.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
So you say you have to call a lawyer? What does the lawyer do?
He's just gonna explain to you what I just told you. Like there's no other arrangements
so
can be
have,
made. Yes, ma'am.
Where's who is which one is the lawyer?
So all of the information is on there with the information you just told me.
Like, cause I'm not understanding like some of the words. Is this the lawyer here?
Yes.
You call him.
Mm-hmm.
His number's on here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you. That is the lawyer, though.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be crazy because they be trying to sit in front of like the frontline workers and try to make them feel bad like it's something that they could do. It's nothing she could do. She's on the ground. right? She's not the decision maker in anything that can like stop this or whatever. They're like, what? Oh, what? Why are you acting surprised? I'm not trying to be insensitive, but like, let's not do that. You know you didn't pay your stuff. Come on now. And it's like you're trying to sit here and just, well, what do I do? And you want her to like give you the whole layout of what you need to do. All she can say is, listen, because she's not telling you to get a lawyer. People will try to make other people responsible for their stuff. Like, they told me this. No, she's not telling you to get a lawyer. You have all these questions and you have all these things that apparently you don't know. So you keep asking me for advice. So you might want to get a lawyer. She's like, whoa, well, what can a lawyer do? Probably not save you from the situation, but it seems like you just need more information. So they can, since you need somebody to explain this to you in layman's terms, go ahead and get you a lawyer so they can, and pay them to explain it to you. Because I don't have time to keep sitting here and explaining it to you. And you're sitting here in front of me trying to make me feel bad. Oh, well, I'm gonna lose my house. Oh, why is that? Ma'am, stop it.
Hey y'all.
This caption says story time on how my 7-year-old got me evicted from downtown Atlanta.
This morning, okay, yesterday. Let me give y'all a little bit. Yesterday, not yesterday, day before yesterday, my son, I asked him to go to the trash can. They somehow ended up at the park. At the park, he decided that he wants to play with the lighter that he found on the ground. Right. So he's playing with the lighter. He's lighting stuff like leaves, just lighting stuff. Okay, so that stuff not working. So he light a Ziploc bag. Mind you, 2 days ago the wind was blowing so hard around my apartment. It's a whole bunch of hay. So he lit a Ziploc bag, and when the Ziploc bag was, you know how when you light the Ziploc bag, it be melted. He dropped it, and when he dropped it on the hay. And when he dropped it on the hay, it started lighting stuff up. I mean, it started lighting the hay up. So it only burnt hay. So the apartments, like, hey, we pleaded you out because of excessive damage. And I'm just trying to see. I understand, like, where it could have been, but it wasn't. Like, I understand he could have burnt down the buildings, and he could have burnt down people, and he could have burnt down the park, and he could have did this, and he could have did, but he didn't. Okay, and this is someone.
Oh my gosh. See, this is the negligent parent playbook right here. I can't stand parents like this. Know what? They don't got no accountability on themselves, and then they also don't have no accountability on their kids, right? Especially when it's about to affect them. She done. I could tell when she was telling this story, it already was seeming far fetched. She's acting like she knows what the wind was doing, and were you there or were you not? Because you're explaining the scene as if like you were sitting here watching it all happen. But if you were there, why does your kid have a lighter in a Ziploc bag lighting things on fire? Ma'am, you weren't present and you got your 7-year-old just out here with lighters causing havoc, unsupervised. So she can tell you what the wind was doing, where the hay was, and all that. Like she was there. Ma'am, you weren't there. But ultimately, look at how far around about way we have to go. Ultimately, here's the thing. If it got to somebody, if your kid just had a little flame and it just blew out by the wind, then we wouldn't be here. It sounds like he actually lit some stuff on fire to where it actually started to get a little out of control. And ultimately, it was out of control enough to where people took notice of it, and someone was able to come and stop it. And they had to come stop it. So you trying to say what it could have been, and well, it didn't. Since when is that a justification? I can't go and shoot somebody and then say, well, he didn't die, so why am I got to go to jail? Why do I have to have any consequences behind it whatsoever? He didn't die. Okay, it doesn't matter. It could have happened. And ultimately, the situation was the situation. So there has to be some consequences behind this.
livelihood, and I'm just trying to see. I understand like where it could have been, but it wasn't. Like I understand he could have burnt down the buildings, and he could have burnt down people, and he could have burnt down the park, and he could have did this, and he could have did. But
And he could have burnt down people. You see this stuff. See, this would be the type of parent they kid have a gun at school in their book bag or something, and they'll be like, "Well, he didn't."
he didn't. Okay, and this is someone's livelihood we talking about here. So why would you put somebody out because of an accident that their son did? A 7-year-old, he's 7, so it's like I could see if there was an older child that was intentionally done. He's 7 years old. He don't know what he's doing, so it's like for them to put somebody out because of that, it's like I don't know. So I was just asking, like, should I take them to court, or like should I just move? Like, should I just?
Here's the thing. Okay, if he's 7, he don't know what he's doing, and he's just oblivious. He don't know what he's doing, which I kind of agree with. Why does he have a lighter? Why does he have a lighter? He could have easily just went up to some curtains or something and put the lighter and lit them on fire and burnt the whole building down. Since he doesn't know what he's doing, right? So you're right. He isn't culpable for this, but someone is. And that person is you. Why does your 7-year-old who doesn't know what he's doing and doesn't know left from right, up from down, why does he have a lighter? Whose lighter is it? Oh, that's the question. He found a functioning lighter. Whose lighter is it? Someone might be smoking on something, and he done got the lighter. Was it your lighter? Are you going to admit to that? Do you like to indulge in recreational activities, and he done got your lighter? Just say that. We don't need to know what the wind's doing and what and that he found some hay and all this type of stuff. Just keep it a buck.
So I was just asking, like, should I take them to court, or like should I just move? Like, should I just find somewhere else to go? But EJ, like, cause how is that excessive damage? Like, I would go over there and show y'all what the fire damaged. It only damaged hay. I can go to Home Depot and buy a bag of hay and pull this shit right back right there. That's all that it damaged. So it's like I'm not understanding what's the excessive damage for. You know, that was the reason that they put me out, because of excessive damages. What is excessively damaged? The grass that you can pour back right there? I mean, the hay that you can pour back right there? Like, I'm confused. And it's like a nigga been standing up here for almost 6 years, pay the rent on time and everything. So it's like, why? Like, why do y'all so rush to put somebody out after a complete accident who's been a good tenant? Like, I'm not understanding it. And I really want to take them to court, because it's like, a motherfucker is a good tenant, and you will sit right here and put them out because of one accident. Like, that was just a tragic accident. Tragically, didn't nobody hurt themselves, didn't nobody die, didn't no building get burnt down, all that. Like, thankfully, didn't none of that happen. But the rest of that was a tragic accident. So for them to put somebody out over that, like somebody excessively damaged it, like graffiti on the wall and this, that, and the third, the grass is burnt. What is burnt grass? I mean, burnt hay. It ain't even grass, it's hay. It's not even grass, it's hay. It's stuff that you can buy from Home Depot and pour it back on the ground. Like,
People can never just separate themselves from the situation. Okay, you have a nice car, right? I see a sunroof right there. Okay, what if your family member drive your car and they get a little scratch on it? Scratch on the paint. It's just the paint. It wasn't a tragic accident. Nobody died. The car didn't get destroyed. It's just a scratch. You gonna let them drive your car again when they bring it back like that, and then they act like it's just nothing? People can't see past themselves when they're evaluating situations.
my dad build houses for real. I can have my dad come lay that shit out how y'all want it, or I can lay that shit out how y'all want it. Just throw it on the ground. Simple shit. It's like, I'm not understanding, but we gonna see. We gonna fucking see. Either way it go, I got 10 days. 10 days to figure this shit out. The bitch be stressed on my mama. Like, I don't know this shit. then it be your own kids. Like that's what's bothering me. You're my own child.
What?
Like, I keep trying to stress this to the nigga. Like, even if he smile, I tell him, what the fuck is you smiling for? You ain't got no reason to smile, bro. Like, I'm just being real. You don't have no reason to smile, giggle, laugh. None of that shit, nigga. Don't even listen to your favorite song around me. Like, you ain't got no room for that. Like, nigga, you just gotta split out.
That's how you're talking to your 7-year-old? Oh my gosh, man. Didn't I tell you it was some negligence going on? So you 7 years old, you can't even smile. Because now your mom is going to be spiteful against you. She already said that you're 7 and you don't know what you're doing. And that other people should judge you like that. But yet now all of a sudden when she's coming at the 7-year-old, it's like, this is all your fault. Don't even smile at me. So does he know what he's doing or does he not? Because that sounds a little abusive. That is crazy. So whose fault is it? Because you said it wasn't the 7-year-old's fault and he don't know what he's doing. The person whose fault it is yours. You wasn't watching your kid. But I didn't hear none of that in this whole explanation, in this whole rant. She want to take other people to court. She want to tell a 7-year-old, don't smile. It's your fault. No, it's your fault. But I'm guessing you're not going to learn from it because you didn't take any personal responsibility about it. And this is what's going on. And she's going to really confuse that child. And that's why I say I feel like that's a bit abusive to me. Especially if you can't really explain it. See, just teach your child right from wrong. But see, she'd rather just take out her frustration on her child as opposed to just raise the child so that really should have been raised so it didn't happen in the first place or supervised. Or you teach them moving forward, this is wrong. Don't touch this. So this caption says, bragging tenant brings receipts. She paid rent, then the judge looks at them. Big mistake.
And $948.16. Cost of $186.00 for a total of $5,134.16. Your Honor, at this time, we would be requesting entry of a judgment as this is the second hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
I paid $44.30 today before I came here.
You paid. Hold on a second. You paid $44.30.
Yep, and 90 cents.
$4,400.
Yes, sir.
And what?
90 cents.
Were you going to leave that off or what? No, 90 cents. So, do you have any record of that?
Your Honor, I do not have.
I believe not. I just did it before I came up here, literally.
Oh,
Hold on. Wait a second now, Judge. You need to cut that shit off. What in the hell was that? Hold on.
you have any record of that?
What is that? That side profile is crazy. What in the heck? Oh my goodness. Now I got to question your judgment, Judge. Because that's a bad look. Just go ahead and cut it off. Goodness gracious.
Your Honor, I do not have.
I believe not. I just did it before I came up here, literally.
Oh, she just did it.
Yeah, Your Honor, I did not receive confirmation of that.
Okay, so if Davis, you can make me do math.
I'm sorry.
No, that's up. No.
I brought copies for you, Judge.
What'd you say?
I brought copies for you. She signed it at the office.
They're going to do math, but they're going to do it loudly.
Okay.
What's the number?
I believe 70326.
That's left for September, right?
70326 is what she owes if she paid that.
This is so much funnier, like remembering the caption, like watching this interaction play out. But then we already know what happens because the caption says, then the judge looks at the big mistake. So it's just building up to that.
Can I see those receipts?
Yeah.
Why did you wait till the last minute?
Because I was trying to get.
You spent all your time up at Kroger. That's where you got
Yeah.
Never mind. No, don't even. Oh my
She
goodness.
looking like she knows something.
And did they get these?
Yeah. She made the copy of them for me at the Arborwood.
Look, this whole time she been
okay.
looking.
So, you handed these. She made this copy that you're handing me.
Yeah, that's from the rental office.
Okay. So they did get them.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, if you would want to pass this matter, I could confirm.
Yeah, I'll pass it just a second. So when would you pay the additional $703 at the last minute? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Just next Friday. I told her that I could bring the rest.
You're going to pay it on the 12th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to pass the case since you waited. And she's going to check to make sure that her client has them.
Okay.
And then we may do something a little bit different.
Okay.
Hang on, let me give you these back.
Okay.
Since you brought those things up.
Because I knew it was cutting close, and I figured.
So, at what point did that occur to you?
You told me to do it yesterday, but I didn't have time. So.
Okay, so why did I tell you yesterday?
So that
we wouldn't be in this. See, if you listen. In the case of Arbor Woods versus Corey Davis.
Casey Matson on behalf of plaintiff.
And Ms. Davis is present. All right, what do we find out?
Your Honor, I did talk with my client. They did only receive 3 money orders. That totals $2,897.30.
Look at his face. Oh, he said, I've been sitting here laughing with you. He said, what? Oh, man. That is the face of like, you took my kindness for weakness. You swindled me.
4 cents.
That's that. I trusted you. That's that I trusted you.
And $897.34.
Look at that. Look, that's that I trusted you. Oh. Oh.
Hold on, let me see those for a second.
I copied it onto someone else's and they ran out of color.
They what?
I gave her all 4 of those, 5 today.
5?
Yeah.
Today?
Did you by chance get the amount? Did you say 2,897?
And 34 cents.
Yeah, okay, so that's these 3.
And then I have to take her those.
Oh.
Yeah. I put those in the, she made a copy for me.
Of these?
Yeah. Just now.
Why are these in color? Those are black and white.
She ran out of color.
So.
Hold on.
There are 2 other, so the ones that you're referring to are 3 money orders from Kroger. Yeah. She's provided to me 2 others that are Western Union. One for $1,000 and then one for $533.56. But they're saying they only received 3?
Yes, Your Honor. My client did send me a picture of the 3 Kroger ones.
Right.
Are the Western Union ones dated by chance?
There we go. Oh, this is a good attorney. She's smart.
I have the dated part in my car.
The what?
I have the receipt part, I believe, in my car that you ripped off.
Right, but she's looking for a date on them.
Yeah, I think the date is usually on the part that
Your Honor, I have rent to retain of $4,900.
Oh, that attorney smart. She's like, what's the date? That man, people just be lying. Just lying. So easy. The judge is like, man, y'all kids, y'all don't even care about an oath no more, huh? That oath don't mean nothing. That's crazy. She's talking about, it ran out of ink, out of colored ink. So what it looks like is it's from 2 different dates. She's trying to use some rent she paid a long time ago as if it reflects for this case. That I tell you try to trust people and it'll go left sometimes. Y'all, we're gonna leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video, hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent that it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button, then it shows the points. And since I am a smaller creator, smaller channel, we get more points per hype because hype was designed for smaller channels, and that's why. So also, Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content as well. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.